And welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafi, and tonight I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
I'm from Ashanti region, direct descendants of the royal family. The Otunfo is my cousin.
Former First Lady Nana Kunedu Agyeman-Rawlings is dead. The leader and founder of the 31st December Women's Movement died this morning after a short illness. Tonight, we speak to people who work closely with her. Also coming up on Eyewitness News, with just 100 days to the NPP's presidential primaries, 63 minority members of parliament declare full support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia with a promise to ensure that he is elected flag bearer for the 2028 general election. And later, Peve water treatment plant under threat as private developer encroaches on the land. Tonight, we hear from the Ghana Water Limited on what they are doing. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Also coming up in business.
Gold prices rebound slightly after sharp decline.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country, around the globe. We are on citinewsroom.com. You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. The number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages on the number, and I repeat, is 0549 986 996. Eno has our first story.
Former First Lady of Ghana, Nana Kunedu Agyeman-Rawlings, has passed away at the Ridge Hospital in Accra. She was 76 years old. Nana Kunedu, wife of the late former President Jerry John Rawlings, was Ghana's longest-serving First Lady, having held the position during both the military and civilian administrations led by her husband. In 2016, Nana Kunedu Agyeman-Rawlings made history as the first woman to contest the presidency of Ghana, a milestone that cemented her place as one of the most influential figures in the nation's political and social history. Beyond politics, she was a champion of women's empowerment, leading initiatives to advance the rights and welfare of women across the country.
We'll speak to people who work closely with the former First Lady Nana Kunedu Agyeman-Rawlings and also get a reaction from what people are saying. Just a while ago, our colleague Fauzu was in the home of the former First Lady to see a number of people who are trooping into the house to console the family and sympathize with them. We'll get reactions on the passing. We'll go to Parliament as well, where members of Parliament are also paying tribute to the former First Lady Nana Kunedu Agyeman-Rawlings. Served as First Lady for 19 solid years in this country, wife of former President Jerry John Rawlings. We'll get reactions from persons who work closely with her. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. First of all, let's hear from Rickett Hagan. He's the second Rickett Hagan, who is the Deputy Majority Leader in Ghana's Parliament, paying some tribute to the late former First Lady.
In fact, we had a rumor when we were in the chamber that something has happened, but we didn't have any confirmation. We heard that our mom was not well, and we were waiting for us to exactly what was wrong with her, something like coma or whatever, so we didn't know what it was. But we decided that the issue was getting so fluid that we should adjourn and actually go and find out what is going on and then see what needed to be done. So I just came out of the chamber with a rumor. Unfortunately, you confirmed the rumor to me, your media, that actually this is what has happened. And that the family actually, I think, was invited by His Excellency the President, and they've been there, and a statement is out, which means that it's been confirmed, which is extremely sad. Extremely, extremely sad. It is even extremely sad because we didn't know her to be ill. I mean, everybody has some alignment or whatever, but we didn't know that she was not well recently or whatever. So it must have come as a shock to the family, as well. And a shock to us, this was a formidable woman. Is a woman that most of us have known in all our young and adult life. Her politics started with her husband, during the revolutionary days, up to date. And it is sad that such a formidable woman who has so much passion for her country, even to the extent that the party that she was part in forming, she had to leave it to form her own political party to look at probably becoming a leader and leading this country. I think that before affirmative action became fashionable, Nana Kokonelu Rawlings was affirmative action. She was able to mobilize our women, and we know what 31st December women did. Women became independent, strong, did things for themselves in their own right and all that. So she had made a significant contribution to the not only the politics, but actually the social.
You had Rickett Hagan, who is the Deputy Majority Leader in Ghana's Parliament. Let's go to the phone line and speak to Mr. Fritz Bafo. He's a former Minister of Information and the former Member of Parliament for the Ablekuma South constituency. Mr. Bafo, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. How did you hear this news, sir?
Well, I was going into a meeting when I got a call from a friend, and I said it's impossible because I was at the house yesterday with the children. We're planning the anniversary, the 5th anniversary of the passing of Jerry John Rawlings. So we even, discussed her. But I saw her last Friday, and she looked very fit. We cracked a few jokes as we always do when we meet. And so when I heard this, I'm so confused now. I'm also very bereft because I've known her since I was 3 years old. And her parents and my parents were very, very close. So we've shared a lot of experiences together. And she was very instrumental into bringing me here to work with Jerry John Rawlings way back in the 90s, late 80s. So, she's been very much part of my life. And so I don't know, I'm just sitting here wondering what's happening. That's it really.
Zabafo, you know her personally, aside what we know, which is her political life and the political. Who is she? Tell us a bit more about her.
Nana Kunedu is from when she was very young, very, very strong, passionate lady. As a child, she wouldn't book any nonsense, and she was a tough cookie. She was very opinionated she had strong opinions about things. And she had a formidable mother who was a teacher, Auntie Felicia, who imbued in her a certain sense of right and wrong. Her father was a consummate gentleman. He was once the general manager of UAC, became the managing director of the erstwhile GNTC. He was also the chairman of the Ghana National Trust Fund. He did a lot of philanthropic work. So all that bundled with the Auntie Felicia being very strong and Uncle G.O.T. also being very strong, that's what, formed her as a person. So she's had all very, very strong opinions, and she's very passionate, as the previous speaker said. So, as a child, she was, I remember as a young boy, I used to suck my thumb, which my mother didn't want to see at all. So I had to go and hide to suck my thumb. And when the Nakoredu came to the house, she would look for me and find me and then shout to my mother, who was a twin, so it's something that she always says I'm glad I stopped sucking my thumb a long time ago, but every time I see her, I remember what she used to do. And she's knocked me on the head several times because, as I said, she was very particular about what was right and what was wrong as a young child.
A lot of people see her or perceive her to be an iron lady. Was she really the kind of person people thought she was, or had perceptions?
When somebody is very strong-willed and very passionate about her beliefs, and she was very well-read, so naturally she had some educated opinions that she wanted to promulgate or foster. And I think it went against the grain for a lot of people. But, I know that people say that the middle-class kids of a certain time were called Baba, who were on a very strict regimen. Our parents wouldn't spare the rod in anything that we did. And they instilled in us a certain sense of decorum, how to behave yourself and all that. And so she never lost that. I mean, if you didn't dress well, she would tell you. And she was very forcible in her opinions, and if she felt there was something wrong with you, she wouldn't hesitate to say it. I think that is where it came in as an iron lady. But she had a great sense of humor. She loved to dance, she loved music. And I remember when we were very young, in the late 60s and very early 70s, she was part of a band with her sisters. And we used to look at them like the 3 Degrees or the or Diana Ross and the, that sort of thing. And so she was very good musical, she could sing, and she was a brilliant athlete. She was a high jumper, she was a sprinter, she used to do hurdles and all that. And her school mates will attest to that. So she was very well formed and had very wide interests and hobbies. So when they say she's an iron lady, yes, she wouldn't bend over certain things. And so, yes, I can understand from a certain point of view. But since I knew her informally too, we shared a lot of jokes, and anytime we met, we would share a laugh and all that. She was a great mimic. She could mimic people and all that. And she was also a great mother. So the iron lady, yes, may stick a bit, but she was a well-rounded person.
Mr. Bafo, from all the things that you have told us, how will Ghanaians remember her?
Well, I don't know, but I think that Ghanaians in hindsight will remember her as somebody who's done a lot for the country, because I was very fortunate to be the one who did the documentary on the 31st December Women's Movement in 2000, which was shown all around the world. And I had the opportunity of going around filming most of their projects. And there was a lot of thought into the planning of the projects. And she wanted to raise the standard of living for women. And so she did an incredible job. And there were certain things that she did that I think we should look at. She realized that women were the caretakers of the family, and it is a fact. Most of the food processing done at the artisanal level is done by women. And women also have to look after their children. So even the markets she arranged for the 31st Women's Nursery, so that women could have creches and places where they could place their children and everything, which was a very novel idea. I mean, we had day nurseries and all that, but this was geared towards the working, ordinary woman on the street. And like her husband, they had a passion for the disadvantaged in society. So I think that those will remember her a great deal, because I just believe that as soon as her political life dimmed, it affected the progress of the development of the ordinary woman on the street in Ghana. She was such a passionate advocate for that. So I think that we'll know that this is a woman who came with a certain degree of novelty, of caring for the society she belonged to. And she did her best. She ran a fantastic race. So, she's going to be missed by a lot of people. Naturally, when you're very strong, and especially our women, because my Auntie Felicia, mother and my mother were very strong women. And I realized that when women are strong, certain men then have they feel that, oh, this woman is doing too much. But, in reality, they are the ones who held up this country, in a way. I mean, our women have made a fantastic contribution to the development of this country, and I believe that Nana Akufo-Addo is amongst those people, those women who helped make this country what it is now. The work she did in terms of interstate law, pushing the legalization of certain things for women, will never be forgotten. And I think in hindsight, people would hold her and forget about the fact that she was a iron lady, and sometimes she could be stricter than the norm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Bafo, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Fritz Bafo, former Minister of Information, former Member of Parliament for the Blekuma South constituency, and a very, very, very close friend of the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman Rawlings. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. The family of the late former First Lady also addressed the media today. Oheneba Akwesi Abeye, who is head of the family and from the Menchia Palace, formally announced the passing of the former First Lady.
Earlier this morning, Her Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman felt unwell and was subsequently admitted at the Ridge Hospital. Unfortunately, she passed. His Excellency the President was subsequently informed accordingly, and Utufo Osetu the Segara Santihene was also informed. His Excellency the President has caused an official statement to be made confirming Nana Akufo-Addo's death. At this stage, the family is obviously in mourning and will crave your indulgence to give us some privacy. All further notices will be relayed by the government. Thank you very much.
Oheneba Akwesi Abeye is head of family and from the Menchia Palace, announcing formally the death of the former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
Dreaming big, thinking Africa. UBA Ghana's got your back. For business growth and expansion, UBA Ghana's got your back. With a 6 billion after loan facility, UBA Ghana's got your back. With POPs, send and receive money anywhere, UBA Ghana's got your back.
UBA Ghana has got your back. With the 6 billion after loan facility, your business can grow, export, and trade across the continent.
And with PAPS, send and receive money across Africa instantly. Now live on Leo, your 247 digital banking buddy. UBA Ghana,
connecting you to Africa's opportunities. UBA,
Africa's global bank.
UBA Ghana's got your back.
My hands are champion, creating temptation. 100% natural Kivo, ginger, garlic, onion. No salt, no MSG, no preservatives. Steam them natural, chicken, fish, and meat. Yes,
Kivo 3 in 100% natural ginger, garlic, onion powder. Incredible aroma, champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic, and onion. 3 in 1 Kivo.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community go win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Still doing the story of the passing of the former First Lady of the Republic, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings. I'm still taking reactions from persons who work closely with her. Let's go to the phone line and speak to His Excellency Ambassador Victor Smith, Ghana's ambassador to the United States of America. If you know, Victor Smith worked closely with the Rawlings family. He issued a statement this afternoon mourning the passing of the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings. Your Excellency, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. I read your statement mourning the passing of the former First Lady. It must be sad for you.
It is. I mean, it's been a while since we sort of parted company in our political life, but somehow it really hit me like a bolt when I was woken up this morning to be told that she died. And I thought, oh, Jesus, how could this happen? You know, it's sad. It's really sad. Especially when her husband has gone before her, and a few days to go, they were going to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the husband's party, and now she's also gone. Sad day.
Your Excellency, in your statement, and I quote one of the paragraphs, you says, Mrs. Agyeman-Rawlings introduced me into active politics in the early 1990s upon my return from the United Kingdom in 1994. How did she introduce you in politics?
Let me explain here. When I was abroad, specifically in Wales, in the United Kingdom, I used to write pieces of suggestions, ideas, and I sent it to her to try and help the government, the revolution at the time. So we became like, I hadn't met her before, but I was only making suggestions in the interest of Ghana's development. So we engaged until I finished my studies and came down to Ghana, and I was working with State Enterprises Commission when we met. And we continued to discuss the politics and the development of Ghana. I used to write speeches for her. I used to help with so many things. And gradually, she brought me into mainstream to set up the First Lady's office under the presidency. And that is how close we worked, me and Mrs. Rawlings. So that's how I was really introduced mainstream politics. Before, it was just offering pieces of advice as to how Ghana should be progressing. There was a revolution, yes, but we all were needed to offer pieces of advice and any ideas to take our country forward. So that's how, and she was literally took me all over the country, even though it was the 31st December Women's Movement. She was the First Lady of the land, and I was her PA. And I used to travel the whole country with her and everywhere, So I got to know Ghana even more detailed than, and the politics and the way people, did things, what we were doing to help women progress and all that, school children, build schools, daycare centers, so that the women could be freed to do rural business, trading and other things to better their lives. So in a way, the real politics, my whole political life was really a cut by teeth with Mrs. Rawlings. And I'm ever grateful to her. She's passed on. I was hoping to make up with her and get closer to them again. But of course, God has taken her away. And it's a sad day.
Talking about politics, how influential is the former First Lady in the politics of the NDC and Ghana in general?
She was, but before her passing, until recently when she sort of walked away from NDC, she was very influential. She was a critical part in the setting up of NDC after PNDC. She was one of the kingpins who set up that political party, NDC. That much I know, and she played a key role as we went along during the tenure of her husband as president of a constitutional administration. She actually played a key role in the sense of shaping the party. The creation of the party, the movement of the party, the campaigning, all the things that we did politically, I worked with her. So, yes, she was critical in that respect.
How will she be remembered?
Well, one woman who talked about women's empowerment, I can give that one to her 100%. She pushed the agenda. She led that battle. Today we have the first female vice president of Ghana. Of course, she opened the doors for women to also flex and come out and not be cowed by their husbands, into not taking part in mainstream politics. She was in the forefront. So we truly remember, I remember as the person who started that women empowerment agenda. So I think she did very well in that respect, and we should carry on from where we left off. Women are a critical part of any country's development. They look after our children. They do so many things. Women constitute 52% or so of the population. So she must be remembered for the key role she played in that respect.
Mr. Smith, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for speaking.
Ambassador Victor Smith, Ghana's ambassador to the United States of America, speaking to us. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go back to Parliament, where some members of Parliament were also paying tribute to the late former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman Rawlings. Let's hear the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Andrew Esiama, who is also the Member of Parliament for the Formina constituency.
In fact, we had a rumor when we were in the chamber that something has happened, but we didn't have any confirmation. We heard that our mom was not well, and we were waiting for us to exactly what was wrong with her, something like coma or whatever, so we didn't know what it was. But we decided that the issue was getting so fluid that we should adjourn and actually go and find out what is going on and then see what needed to be done. So I just came out of the chamber with a rumor. Unfortunately, you confirmed the rumor to me, your media, that actually this is what has happened. And that the family actually, I think, was invited by His Excellency the President, and they've been there and a statement is out, which means that it's been confirmed, which is extremely sad. Extremely, extremely sad. It is even extremely sad because we didn't know her to be ill. I mean, everybody has some alignment or whatever, but we didn't know that she was not well recently or whatever. Not only the politics, but actually the social life of this country, social and economic life of this country. And it is sad that we have lost her because we lost the husband not too long ago. And that it's now her turn to join the husband. I hope that if you believe in afterlife, there will be a reunion. And the things that they have done, they have been on the landscape of Ghana for many years. As I said, from the revolutionary days and their contribution to this country, whatever way you look at it, cannot be taken for granted. And I think that if we are talking about Yaa Asantewaa of modern days, she probably was an epitome of that. And we are very saddened. That's our mother, the mother of the NDC party. NDC party is saddened by this news. I'm sure His Excellency the President will be devastated by this news. Our own sister, Senator Ajimai Rawlings, doctor, she was in the chamber yesterday, made a statement of which I concluded, and contributing to the statement that she made. There was no sign that something was amiss at home, so it must have come as a shock. I saw a picture of Nana Akufo-Addo Ajimai Rawlings. I think it was a funeral or something, a few days last week or something. So, and she was fit. She's always been.
Kweku Ricketts Hagan, he's the Deputy Majority Leader in Ghana's Parliament. Also, former Minister of Education, Dr. Ekospi Ograbra, was also at the home of the former First Lady and spoke to journalists.
Similar incidents where a close friend, a close relative may also depart. And so when such incidents take place, we often are left with grief and all kinds of emotions run into our heads. Eventually, in many cases, the truth comes out and we come to terms with it. At this time, I've not come to terms with this truth, so I can only express my grief and my sorrow if it turns out to be true, and wish the family and all of us in Ghana and the whole of Africa really our condolences if it turns out to be true.
Doc, what principles and, if you like, moral, standards of the former First Lady as a key member of the NDC are you able to most reflect on?
There's a lot to reflect on, a lot to be said at the right time. But her greatness has not been fully appreciated, partly because of the circumstances in which NDC lost power and the unfortunate developments that took place after we lost power with her 31st December Women's Movement being investigated in a very unfriendly manner by the Kufuor government at the time. The fact that she had to go to court for many years, and even her late former husband, President Rawlings, also had to be in court, sometimes standing for many hours. It was a low moment in Ghana's democratic development. But NDC has won power and lost power, and we've seen at different times when the former President Rawlings was also alive, he tried to restrain himself with many of the negative things that are going on in our country and which were going on at the time he was alive. And I believe the former First Lady also was very mindful of those things. But as I said, the time will come for us to speak at length. So at this time, I'll just plead with you to allow us and the rest of the country to verify actually what has happened. And as I've said, if it is true, then obviously we'll have to mourn her in a very special way.
Former Minister of Education, Dr. Ekospi Ograbra, and recently appointed by President John Dramani Mahama as Ghana's Special Envoy on Reparation. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. May the soul of the departed rest in peace, and farewell, Madam Nana Akufo-Addo Ajimai Rawlings. This is Akapo in Akapo Jr. And then it comes with that name. Okay, from Blueprint Right from Esikado Ketan. He says, indeed, life is short. Ampa, finally, the premier lady of this republic, Nana Akufo-Addo Ajimai Rawlings, is gone. May her soul rest in perfect peace. I don't know, I says, good evening. Death is inevitable, so all of us on earth must do what is right. I just must do all the. I just hope that our leaders use this as an opportunity to remember that one day, they will all leave this earth, and everything that they have gathered, lawfully or unlawfully, will be left behind. From Yasu, best teacher in Tamale Central. My deepest condolences to the immediate family of the former First Lady and the country at large. May her soul rest in perfect peace. We the people from Oyarefa. Babani in Tamale says, my condolences to the bereaved family of the former First Lady. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Very, very sad to hear the loss of the former First Lady, Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings. She was the most influential First Lady in the Fourth Republic. Rest well, Mama. This is Brilliant Bin Okujato, Central Ton constituency. The passing of Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings is a great loss. She was one of the distinguished and courageous women in our national service, in the nation's serving, as inspiring to many. May her soul rest in perfect. Meanwhile, we congratulate the newly elected chief. We're not dealing with that matter at the moment. It's really sad. May the soul of our mother rest in perfect peace with the Lord. This is Daniel in Sandema. And the final one, may God receive the soul of Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman-Rawlings unto heaven, and condolence to the bereaved family. This is from Andrew in Boko. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.ga or your My MTN app to sign up today. Everywhere you go.
Who cries calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce.
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank accounts too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to the luckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Citi into 500 times more. And the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Is it possible that the biggest threat to your business isn't the competition outside, but the lack of trust and accountability within your own team? That's why we are inviting you and your team to attend the 11th edition of the God as CEO Business Encounter on Saturday, 15th November 2025 at 9 a.m. at the Chartered Institute of Bankers Auditorium, Accra. Theme: Building Excellent Teams with God's Blueprint. Speakers are Samuel Atamensa, Managing Director, Citi FM and Channel 1 TV; Dr. Mrs. Irene Stella Ajanin Boateng, Vice Chair, Public Services Commission; Mrs. Akosia Ansa Entry, Managing Director, Enterprise Insurance; and the President of God as CEO, Doug Dwyer. Moderating the conversations will be Mrs. Petra Abba Asamoah. Register now for only 500 Ghana cedis at godasceo.org/Africa/Accra or call 055-045-4700. Give your team a chance to deliver excellence and thrive. Sponsored by Rivia, Wopeka, and Amalina Children's Haven.
Are you ready to unlock the next big thing? It's a universe of endless possibilities. Get ready to be part of this universe.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. And we'll have some more stories.
The Ministry of Health has directed all health agencies and regulatory bodies to intensify efforts to clamp down on illegal operations that pose a threat to public health. Speaking at the signing of a performance contract agreement, the Minister, Kwabena Mensah Akando, commended the Traditional Medicine Practice Council and the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency for their efforts in shutting down unlicensed health operators and facilities that fail to meet required standards. The Minister further urged the Food and Drugs Authority and the Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency to strengthen their regulatory oversight in order to enhance public health and safety.
And I will commend some of the agencies who are shaking the system. I've heard about the traditional medicine people going around trying to clamp down on the quack people in the system. I've heard about HEFRA, they're also shaking the system. I have not heard so much about FDA. I want to hear FDA out there. All the agencies under the ministry, I want to hear everybody executing its mandate. Especially the mortuary people. They are also called MUFA. There are a lot of mortuaries out there without certification. They are not being regulated. And there are places you can easily spread diseases. Tell me if I'm lying. There are places, and you walk into communities, and the way dead bodies are laid in states, how we give free access to dead bodies in this country, this must be regulated.
You heard Health Minister Kwabena Mensah Akando. The Bompata District Court has remanded 2 suspects into police custody in connection with a robbery at Bomfa Edumasa in the Jabi municipality of the Ashanti region. The suspects were allegedly part of a group of armed men who attacked gold buyers in the community and fired gunshots indiscriminately while escaping on motorbikes. 6 residents, including a toddler, sustained varying degrees of injury after being hit by stray bullets. Konongo Divisional Police Commander Chief Superintendent Frederick Asare-Mensah told Citi News that efforts are underway to arrest a 3rd suspect who is currently on the run.
Police, we are not supposed to detain anybody beyond the mandatory 48 hours. And in view of that, we haven't also finished with our investigations. So we have to send them to the Bompata District Court this morning, where they've been remanded to appear before court on the 6th of November. And we are making frantic effort to arrest the 3rd suspect who is currently at large. And we believe he will surely be arrested. Yes. What happened that day was that, in fact, after the 2 armed robbers were arrested, the suspected armed robbers were arrested, the youth were so angry that we should have allowed them to kill them at the scene. We said no, because some of them were saying they don't believe in the court system. So I had to calm them down and let them understand that it is not right that you even lynch and kill somebody who has involved himself in a crime. Because we need to investigate and know everybody who is connected to that crime. And so if you kill them, how are we able to arrest the others? So as I speak with you now, they are waiting on us to see what will happen. And so this morning that they've been remanded, we will let the opinion leaders of the town know that.
You heard the Konongo Divisional Police Commander, Chief Superintendent Frederick Asare-Mensah. Banking consultant Dr. Richmond Etuahine has expressed concern over the weakening of basic control systems in banks, which he says is contributing to financial crimes. The Attorney General recently disclosed cases of corruption worth millions of Ghana cedis involving some former government appointees and private individuals, raising questions about the role of banks in monitoring illicit financial flows. Speaking on the Citi Breakfast Show, Dr. Tuahine urged banks to strengthen due diligence measures to help curb financial crimes.
You should be alert of the red flags. And the red flags are what we call the suspicious transaction. And it comes clearly to tell you what a suspicious transaction. Let me give you an example. I am a bank staff. I earn only 10,000. And then the next time you see a payment of 200,000, that is suspicious transaction. It is not in conformity with what I know already that I get 1,000. That should put the bank on red alert and do investigation. And where they think it's suspicious transaction, they formally report the FIC, Financial Intelligence Center, for them to continue with the procedure. So there are rules, there are regulations. It's done all over the world. I don't know why. Is it the institutional weaknesses in the banks, or because they are looking for deposit, they've forgotten the basics in account opening, the KYC. If you know your customer, tells you who the customer is and know his transaction. If it's KYB, know the customer and know his business.
He also called on regulators to sanction banks cited in money laundering cases to serve as a deterrent to other banks.
I think the time has come for them to come and sanction the banks well, as is done in the other jurisdiction. Recently, HSBC in New York was fined huge for breach of money laundering. Here, I think because people are not punished very well, they tend to do so. The two institutions should begin to tell the bank that if we find suspicious transaction or anything that is money laundering or any transaction that exceeds what is expected of you, you have to be punished. When I say punished, you can even call for the change of the executive team and the board. It's not only sanctioning them with money. You can call them that because you're not up to the job, you cannot do that they can bring sanity into. And then the central bank and bank FIC must also be strong and robust to understand the nuances of the import declaration is international trade business. How many of them understand the nuances of international transit? It's becoming more complex. Now it's becoming more complex.
Dr. Richmond Etuahine is a banking consultant. The Ghana Water Limited says the activities of a private developer near the Pivot Water Treatment Plant in the Volta region is threatening water production. Managing Director Adam Mutawakilu says the developer has encroached close to the water intake point, polluting the raw water and forcing the company to shut down operations whenever it rains. Speaking to journalists, Mr. Mutawakilu says the issue has been reported to the National Security Secretariat for urgent action.
Changing the pumps, changing the filters and all that is not a walkover. So it's better he stops for us to continue to produce than to now get money. Where do we get the money? Already we have issues with revenue. Then somebody's construction should destroy our pumps. Then we'll now go and fix it. I don't think this is the best. But even if you look at the encroachment, he has eaten more into the intake. Whether he's using it for anything, once human activities are close to the intake, a lot of siltation will take place. People can decide to urinate inside. That is why the intake will prevent people from getting close to it. So whether he's putting tiles on it or he's putting concrete, the fact that people will come close to the intake, it will change the chemical composition of the water. So we call on national security to take action on this as soon as possible.
Adam Mutawakilu is Managing Director of the Ghana Water Limited.
This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. Before we go for business, a few of your WhatsApp messages. Rest in peace, Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings, the nation's mother. This is from Joseph in Bongo. Sami in Ajose says, may her beautiful soul rest in peace. She's a great woman. I pray that her soul will protect her children so that they become great leaders in this country. From James in Tama says, we'll miss the former First Lady Nana Akunedo Agyemang-Rawlings. She contributed her quota to the development of this country. Another one says, this is sad. Just a year to celebrate the anniversary of the passing of her late husband, and she's going to join her. May the good Lord keep their souls together. Rest in peace, Ghana is mourning. Ajua in Hacho says, Ghana has lost a great woman. I urge the state to organize a state funeral for her. She paid her dues to the country's development and empowerment of women. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll do business.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inu Safo. Let's settle for the details. Gold prices gained modestly on Thursday, 23rd October 2025, recovering slightly after the precious metal spectacular rally came to an abrupt halt on Tuesday, 21st October 2025, when prices plunged by more than 5%. There's more in this report by Emmanuel Opong.
The drop in the price of gold, which is viewed as a safe haven asset in times of uncertainty, came as investors took profit from a record-breaking rally and as American and Chinese officials are expected to meet again for another round of trade talks. Gold was last trading at $4,120 per ounce at 12:15 GMT on Thursday. On Tuesday, spot gold fell as much as 6.3% to $4,082 per ounce after hitting an all-time high of $4,381 on Monday. US gold futures settled down 5.7% at $4,087, marking the steepest percentage decline since April 2013. Silver and platinum also slumped sharply on Tuesday, down by 7% and 5% respectively. Gold has seen historic gains in 2025. It's more than 50% surge, surpassing previous volatile periods.
Emmanuel Opong with that Business Desk report. The African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat says Africa loses $5 billion annually in foreign exchange transactions. The Secretariat says this has increased the cost of doing business in Africa, posing a significant challenge to the continent's growth. Speaking at the Second International Conference on Environment, Social Governance and Sustainable Development of Africa in Accra, the Director for Coordination and Programs at AFTA, Dr. Choche Makong, explained that the Secretariat has identified losses in digital transactions and is putting measures in place to curb them.
The AFCFTA, therefore, is seeking to correct some of these injustices to an extent possible. That is why, for example, under the AFCFTA, we are having instruments. For example, we have a protocol on digital trade. One of the things that that protocol seeks to do is to ensure that when it comes to the payment systems, we can get a certain level of sovereignty as Africa. The continent loses $5 billion annually in forex exchanges. For you to trade with somebody in South Africa, your money has to actually go to the United States or Europe. You pay them to do transactions amongst yourselves. And we are saying we need to correct that. And this is the reality of where we live. I'm looking at all of us and I'm asking, where did you get your shed? Where did you buy it? We look at everything, the building materials, the aircons that we're having in the house here, they are not from here. Why is that so? Because the costs of doing trade in the continent are very high, and we are trying to correct that. So this is very important.
That was the Director for Coordination and Programs at AFCFTA, Dr. Choche Makong. The Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana is calling on government and the Tree Crop Development Authority to intensify measures against the illegal smuggling of vegetable oil into the country. According to the association, the influx of unregulated and untaxed vegetable oil products is threatening the competitiveness and sustainability of Ghana's oil palm industry. Speaking at a stakeholder engagement, President of the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana, Paul Aminin, said the situation, if left unchecked, could derail efforts to build a resilient local value chain within the sector.
On a month-on-month basis, producer prices rose by 0.9% between August and September 2025, meaning that on average, producers received 0.9% more for their goods and services than they did the previous month. The mining and quarrying sector, which carries the largest weight in the PPI basket, saw a marginal increase in its inflation rate from 4.9% in August to 5% in September. Similarly, manufacturing, which accounts for 35% of the PPI weights, recorded a modest uptick from 1.6% to 1.7% over the same period. Transport and storage prices continued to decline, with inflation in the sector dropping by 8.2% in September compared to 8% in August 2025. The Ghana Statistical Service is urging businesses to cut waste, improve efficiency, and reinvest savings in technology and skills development to stay competitive amid the fluctuating prices. The service also
We apologize for the wrong insert. That was the Ghana Statistical Service, which is urging businesses and government to take proactive steps to manage production costs and sustain competitiveness. This comes as year-on-year producer price inflation for all goods and services stood at 3.2% in September 2025, a 0.2 percentage point increase from the 3% recorded in August 2025. And my colleague Natele Nate Ajaho filed that report. Now, the highly anticipated Northern Business Fair 2025, organized by Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, will take off this weekend in Tamale as the deadline inches closer. My colleague Nashi Kasiza puts the spotlight on the fair to give you an insight into what it promises and why you should be a part of it.
This weekend, all turn to the northern region as Tamale hosts one of Ghana's most anticipated business showcases, the Northern Business Fair 2025, set for October 25 and 26 at the Tamale Sports Stadium. The fair promises to transform the northern region into a hub of commerce, creativity, and collaboration. The two-day event, powered by Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, is designed as the ultimate one-stop marketplace for everything made in Ghana, spotlighting the ingenuity of small and medium-sized enterprises, startups, research bodies, and indigenous brands from across the Savannah, Northern, Northeast, Upper East, and Upper West regions. Head of Events and Partnerships at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, Frema Edunyami, has been sharing details of preparations ahead of the fair.
This time, we are presenting the platform and the opportunity for businesses in northern Ghana. So we're not just talking about northern region, we are talking about northern region, Savannah region, Upper East, Upper West, Northeast, because we also know that the culture there is different. That is another part of Ghana that we haven't really tapped into.
From hand-woven smocks and intricate craft to cutting-edge packaging innovations and agro-based processing, the Northern Business Fair will blend tradition with modern enterprise. Here is Frema Edunyami on what to expect at the Northern Business Fair.
We want to also look at the indigenous companies up north and showcase what they have. You get there, you look at fashion is very different in terms of even cuisine, in terms of whatever they have to offer. So this is what is going to be happening. This is an exhibition for local businesses. It doesn't matter your size, so you can be a small, medium, micro, very large. You know, the most important thing is whatever you are doing is made right here in Ghana. We want to look at what else we can also promote from northern part of Ghana, showcase it right here in Ghana, and also put ourselves on international platforms to say that, look, Ghana is not just Accra, Ghana is not just Kumasi and Takoradi. There's also a vibrant business community up north, and that is why we are giving these businesses the opportunity to showcase what they have.
The Northern Business Fair 2025 is proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Side Hustle, the Ghana Enterprises Agency, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and supported by Caston Records.
Nashika Caesar filed that report. Let's go back to our earlier story where the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana is calling on government and the Tree Crop Development Authority to intensify measures against the illegal smuggling of vegetable oil into the country.
About 900,000 Ghanaians
on our value chain. Direct. So if you don't take this case as a serious case to help us fight these illegalities, I think, Chief, I'm telling you the truth. I'll mobilize all the women. If you see that you are not putting much, we'll mobilize all the women, about 36,000 of them. Mobilize all the value chain actors and give you a big blow, and you know what we can do. So I want to give you that assurance. We are just marching time.
That was the president of the Oil Palm Development Association of Ghana, Paul Amenin. And that's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inusafo. Up next is Point Blank.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Your family's health should never be a worry, no matter where you are in the world. Are you a Ghanaian in the diaspora, a foreign resident in Ghana, or a Ghanaian looking for the perfect health insurance plan for yourself or your family in Ghana? Then the Apex Ebusiapa Health Cover is what you need. A comprehensive health insurance plan to protect your loved ones. From hospital stays to life-saving treatments, we ensure quality healthcare at an affordable cost. Apex Ebusiapa Health Cover. You don't just send love home, you secure it. Visit Apex Health Insurance at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shashi East Legon, or call 0540-128-256 or 0501-683912. Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan. Global love, local care.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. I repeat, or call 0244-644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Okay, welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News. And this is Point Blank. Remember, Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited. Valex Lease Affordable Document Management Solutions. With just 100 days to the MPP's presidential primary, some 63 minority members of parliament have declared full support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, with a promise to ensure that he is elected flag bearer for the 2028 general elections. At a press conference in Parliament led by Kwekwan Pechu Sapo, the Member of Parliament for the Mampong constituency, the MP said Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia is the MPP's best bet if the party wants to recapture political power in 2028. He read out a tall list of all 63 members of Parliament. Let's go into phone lines and speak to one of the members of Parliament who is supporting the bid of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and was present at this press conference held in Parliament. And it's Sami Ewuku. He's a member of Parliament for the Ekuapin North constituency in the Eastern region. Mr. Ewuku, good evening. Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening. Good evening for having me. Thank you for having me.
You are one of the 63 members of Parliament who are declaring their support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. We're told of a party directive not too long ago asking members of parliament not to publicly display support or show support for a particular candidate. Why has it become necessary to show your support again? If I say you, not you particularly, but the 63 members of parliament showing publicly your support to Dr. Bawumia's bid.
Thank you very much, Sami, and a very good evening to your cherished listeners. In the spirit of the nation as currently captured, let me express my deepest condolences to the Rawlinses and to the family, the extended, the nuclear families of former First Lady, Her Excellency Nana Akunedo Agyeman Rawlings. May the good Lord grant her eternal rest, and we pray for the repose of her soul. The news came to all of us as a shock. We're just about commencing business today in Parliament. And so let me, on behalf of my constituents, express our condolences to Dr. Zanetta and the rest of her siblings and the entire family. Now coming to the business of the day. 63 out of 87 members of Parliament today took a very giant step to once again reaffirm their support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. We believe that at this juncture and where we find ourselves in as a party, when you are in opposition, the party rests on two major legs. That's of your comms, that's communications, and that's of Parliament. These 63 members of Parliament fortified in their belief that Dr. Bawumia can help us out of our current situation. We are in opposition, and we believe that we need to marshal every effort that we can and resources that we can to recapture power in 2028. In 1996, then NPP presidential candidate John Agyekum Kufuor made a good attempt. He couldn't secure the presidential bid in the general election. In 2000, the NPP graciously gifted him another opportunity. We corrected our wrongs and also strengthened where we did well. And NPP eventually won in 2000. 2008, the NPP then exited John Agyekum Kufuor on the ballot and entered Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The NPP tried, it didn't work. 2012, the NPP is still of the belief that we won. However, by a 5-4 verdict of the Supreme Court, it was pronounced otherwise. We respected the decision of the court, but we disagreed with it. In 2016, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo won political power for us. This was after 2 failed attempts. In 2024, any Ghanaian voter who had voted since 2012 was seeing President John Dramani Mahama's face for the 4th time on the ballot. That is 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. They were seeing Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's face on the ballot for the first time. So, President Mahama clinches victory. Nana Akufo-Addo exits the ballot paper. in 2028, President Mahama, the NDC's most popular politician, will not be on the ballot. If the NPP is strategic and is able to position itself well, and with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the presidential candidate, with hard work and determination, I believe that it will go well. Dr. Bawumia possesses and combines the traits, the courage and resilience of J.B. Dankwa. He also possesses the traits and the intellect of Kofi Abrefa-Buzia and the humility of Chief S.D. Dombo. Dr. Bawumia, as it currently stands, we believe that he is the best man and positioned properly and strategically to win us political power. This is the opinion expressed by these members of parliament. It's not insult. You may disagree, but we believe that we are not just members of parliament. Members of parliament are part of the decision-making process. We are also opinion leaders in our constituency. So if you look at the fact that somebody says, oh, they are just 63 out of 200,000, that would be a simplistic approach. I may have just one vote, but I have a voice. And I have people as well that also listen to me. Likewise, all the 62 other members of parliament, they also do have people they talk to. They have people they engage, and they listen to the ground, and they also have people that they interact with. So we believe that this vote step taken today is once again a reaffirmation of our earlier position that we are resolute in our resolve, and we are determined that we also will campaign, work hard for Dr. Bawumia to also win the January 31st presidential primary. Let me also, on this note, also pay much respect to the other contestants. They've also demonstrated the courage that as party members, they've also put themselves up. It's not easy for you to put yourself up to run for the highest office of the land. And we, the members of parliament, also respect them for their determination as well. But speaking to my colleagues, the other 62 members, with me including 63 members of parliament, we strongly believe that at this point in our nation and our party's history, Dr. Bawumia possesses the needed trade quality and the heart for us to go into this much-needed contest in 2028. When we are done with ours, the NDC will now be approaching theirs, where they have about 5-6 aspirants rumored to also be interested in taking over from President.
So, I mean, this is not the first time members of parliament on the minority side, I mean, some of them publicly endorsing the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. If my memory serves me well, this will be about the third or the fourth. Why the consistency? Is that there's some panic from the camp? The more reason why you must come out all the time to, I'm afraid we lost Sami Oku on the telephone. We'll try and raise Sami Oku again on the phone and speak to him on the decision of some 63 members of parliament, including himself, to publicly endorse the candidature of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia in the MPP's presidential primary. This is not the first time minority members of parliament have come out to endorse the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. This is about the third or a fourth, for the minority MPs, some of them to publicly come out and declare support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Is it that there's fear and panic in the camp? Is it that, the camp or members within the camp are getting some conflicting report? The more reason why they are asking MPs to come out now after the other to declare support for Dr. Bawumia. Sami, thank you for your time again. Before the line dropped, my question was that is not the first time some minority members of parliament, including your Gusel, have come out publicly to endorse the candidature of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Is there a feeling of panic or fear among you, the members of parliament? The more reason why you are doing this consistently. If my memory serves me well, this will be about the third or fourth. Some minority MPs are publicly coming out to endorse Dr. Bawumia.
Not at all. I think the first time it was done was before he picked and filed his nomination. At that time, he had not declared that he was running. We urged him to declare. The second time you are talking about was 15 Eastern members of parliament. I believe that this is the first time as a minority, 63 members of parliament from the minority side, we have openly come together in a presser to endorse his candidature. So this is the first time since the filing of nomination and their position respectively on the ballot.
Well noted. My final question, Sammy. If I know the party came out with a directive that MPs should not publicly come out to declare support, are you not violating the party's directive on this exercise you're embarking upon with your colleagues?
Respectfully, first of all, I haven't seen that directive. Let me be very honest with you. Secondly, when I see the directive, then I can speak to it. I'm sure it will contain content where we can share our opinion. But mind you, we are also part of the decision-making process. And these members of parliament, they are not the referees in the game. There's an election committee that is overseeing the process. And that is why you have that elections committee. If you have members of that elections committee showing open bias, then we have a problem. But these members of parliament, I don't think they are members of the elections committee. But that notwithstanding, when I see the release you're talking about, I'm sure then we can speak to the document.
Sammy, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Sammy Oku is a member of parliament for the Kuapem North constituency in the Eastern region and a member of the 63 members of parliament on the minority side who have publicly declared support for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Let's still stay on the phone line and speak to Davis Opoku Ansah. He's a member of parliament for the Impriso constituency, also in the Eastern region. He is known to be a supporter of Dr. Brian Echampon, one of the MPP presidential aspirants. Davis, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Your colleagues in the minority, 63 of them, have decided to endorse Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Your boss, Dr. Brian Echampon, is also a member of parliament in this country, but then his own colleagues decided to focus on another candidate instead of him. Is the camp worried?
Well, let me say a very good evening to your listeners and also to offer my condolences to the family of the former First Lady and especially to my good friend Dr. Zenato Ajimai-Rawlings and her siblings. We pray that in this difficult moment they find peace. Sammy, endorsements in political infrastructures are not out of place. It's always good for people to endorse you. But when the same group of people tend to organize meetings to endorse in a very frequent manner, it shows some signs of desperation. I don't think we are perturbed, and I'm not too sure that any of the presidential candidates do not know what is happening in Parliament. MPs are part of the electoral college. They are going to take a decision. They are going to vote. Same way polling station officers are also going to take a decision, and they are going to vote. We have about 230,000 people going to vote come January 31. And so if some 63 or 65 or 67 of them say that this is where they belong, I think that it is within their right to do so. That said, I'm surprised that in instances of this nature, where 63 or 65 members of parliament have endorsed, the 40 members of parliament who visited Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia's residence or office to offer the support, and which was publicly publicized and all of that, are the same faces we saw in the press conference. But we are not worried. I'm not too sure if even me, I do not support Brian Echampon, he will be worried, because it is what is resonating from the grounds, what the polling station people are saying, that triggers this constant and frequent press conferences to remind voters that yes, there are some MPs somewhere who have offered endorsement and all of that. But that is within their right. And it is within the right of polling station officers to also want to vote for Dr. Brian Echampon. And so we are not worried. We are focused on our campaign. The campaign is finished in the Eastern region. We have done Greater Accra. Currently, we are in Ashanti region, engaging polling station officers, engaging electoral area coordinators, who constitute close to about 96% of the electoral college. Those are where the flesh is, and that is where we are focused on, Sammy.
But Mr. Opoku, I'm not sure you undermine or let's say, push away the influence of members of parliament. They are influential, including your good self. And so if these 63 members of parliament from various constituencies with a huge following come out to endorse, I'm not sure it's something you should just push away.
No, I'm not pushing it away, but I'm saying that the frequency of it, this is about the third time I've heard members of parliament declare. I mean, the frequency of it is what should trigger some concerns. I mean, for you, I mean, what is it that is frightening them that every month there ought to be a press conference to declare? I mean, very soon, I'm sure when we have like a month to go, it will be on a weekly basis. Declarations, yes, you do it, you get onto the field and you campaign for your choice. We are on the field campaigning for our choice. Police station officers are also clamoring for their choice. They believe that they want power. They do not believe in cronyism. They do not believe in family and friends. They do not think that it is what I will get. That is why they are supporting Party A or Party B. For them, they are focused. We've been around the country. The focus of polling station officers is political power. Somebody who will not give them a 41% performance. Somebody who is going to secure them victory. Somebody who is not just a talker, somebody who is a doer. I mean, in terms of technology, you want somebody who is driving technology in this country, who believes in digital technology. I mean, Brian Champon has it. He has firms, he's produced softwares that are functioning, employing thousands of people in the hospitality industry. The polling station people know that when it comes to somebody who is bold and taking very serious and huge decisions, I mean, Brian Champon has it. And of course, I mean, I've read elsewhere, people complain that, yes, Brian Champon is taking people to Kwahu to show them property. And I don't think polling station people come to Kwahu to see that. It's not a tourist site. We are engaging polling station people. We are strategically engaging them at Rock City. But people have found problems with that, and I've seen campaign messages tailored towards that. It doesn't matter. We don't care about that. What we care about is engaging the right people for January 31. Sammy.
Do you have any member of parliament aside your good self or a group of members, of parliament, supporting the bid of Dr. Brian Champon apart from your good self?
I mean, there are a lot more of that. I mean, you can talk about Honorable Dijo, Daneje, who is a member of parliament for New York North. As we speak, is with Brian Champon in the Ashanti region. I mean, talk about Okre, member of parliament. As we speak, he has declared boldly for Brian Champon. Talk about Adelaide Team. She's declared for Brian Champon. But we will not put members of parliament on the screen to come and declare and say that we are here, we are here. Our members of parliament are on the field with the candidates. They are engaging delegates extensively, and that is what matters to us. It is not the monthly press conferences that changes anything. It is the engagement, getting in touch with the people, touching base with the polling station people. That is what we believe in, not the monthly press conferences. You organize press, and on a day like this, I mean, we ought to be very sensitive, Sammy. I mean, I feel that this press conference should have been held. I mean, they needed to have held on to having this press conference on the day when the former First Lady died. I mean, some sympathy or some feeling, should be exhibited. But that's not what we've seen. But I mean, it is within their right to decide to do their own press conferences. But we are not worried because we are on the field campaigning. I mean.
Davis, thank you very much for your time. Davis Opoku is a member of parliament for the Impriso constituency. Let's just stay on the phone line and speak to Kwesi Kwati. He speaks for the Kennedy Ohene Japan campaign team as well. Kwesi, thank you very much for your time. 63 members of parliament openly endorsing the candidature of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. I know some members of parliament are on your camp, but to have 63 members, support one candidate should be a worry to the camp of Kennedy Ohene Japan.
Good evening, Sammy, and good evening to your listeners and viewers. I thought today would have been a solemn moment, at least to mark the passing of our late former first lady, Nana Akunedo Agyemang. But unfortunately, the MPs on our side felt it was politics as usual, demonstrated a high display of insensitivity, and if you like, disrespect to the former first lady and the family. At least they could have at least waited for maybe till tomorrow and made the supposed declaration. But having said that, for us from Team Ken, we want to take your platform and officially and formally express our former condolence to the Rollins' family. May his soul rest in peace in this difficult time like this. We pray that the Almighty God strengthen the family. And now to the substantive issues, what has happened today is a demonstration, and of course it reaffirms the point that January 31st will indeed be a contest between the polling station executives, over 200,000 of them, and the former government appointees, most of them who neglected them. And the line has been drawn very clearly. You realize that the Kennedy Japan's base and support has always been with the polling station executive, the grassroots. Of course, when it comes to the ministers who also wants to, the former appointees and the former and current MPs who also wants to so have control over the party hierarchy, and maybe some way somehow so extend their dominance in 2028 and beyond. They are also standing on the one side. But you and I agree that sovereignty resides in the people. Over 200,000 delegates, polling station executives who are not happy with the current state of the party, who are not happy with the current direction of the party, who believe that even in the spirit of revival and in the interest of party harmony and the interest of party unity, there ought to be a new candidate. Of course, a bold one, not a weak one, of course. Hopefully, I am very confident that they will not be perturbed and moved by this political showmanship and political astroturfing that we've witnessed day in, day out, almost being churned out for us almost every month. If you recall, previously they said they had about 67 MPs. I don't know how come the 67 now were able to reduce to 63. There was a time that they also said they had about 230 MMDC. So it's just about influence peddling and, like I indicated, political astroturfing. But the most important thing is that each and every person has one vote. Of course, I will not pretend and play the influence of members of parliament. But in a circumstance like this and at a time like this, I am of the view that the polling station executives, the 200,000 of them, are poised for change. And this declaration will not make any impact on 31st January 2026. And I'm so confident that even what has just happened will even anger the polling station executives the most. And by the grace of God, on the 31st of January, they will point into the direction of the truth. You recall, this is not the first time that we are witnessing this. Even in the biblical case, when the Israelites were determined to move in a certain direction, there were situations that boxed aside and seconded their motion. But at some point, when the people came together to cry on God and told God that they have regretted, and that is the masses, not the influence peddlers. God listened to them and gave them David. So, I am very confident, and of course, from the results of the last election, that is clear that Saul has been rejected, and a new David in the person of Kennedy Japan is coming. So, we are not prepared.
Okay. Kwesi, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Kwesi Kwarteng speaks for the Kennedy Ohene Japan campaign team. And that's where we bring today's edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. Remember, Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited, Valex Lease Affordable Document Management Solutions. Earlier, you heard Eno Safo. Eyewitness News is produced by Beverly London, Kwabena Wilson, and my name is Sami Wiafito. We'll come your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.